Welcome to our Rolemaster Actual play session. Ain't No Place for a Hero is a campaign set in the world of Duranarki, the continent of men. A gritty, cutthroat world where politics, sorcery, religion, and commerce are all intertwined and reign supreme. Treachery and murder both come cheap, and characters need to be both smart and ruthless to survive. We hope you enjoy our story, and, as always, may the dice roll in your favor. This is episode 74 of Ain't No Place for a Hero. Having located the arcane lodestones, our adventurers are desperately hoping the novice astral traveller Afsoon's ritual magic will work to send them back to their own time and place. We pick up the story as the hero party members have said their farewells to both their other adventuring companions and Afsoon, and have stepped to the ritual gate towards what they hope is freedom from the horrors of the in-between. Hello, my name's Chris, otherwise known as GM Chance, and welcome to our story. So up on screen you will see 6 characters, 6 instead of the previous 12 that we have had in our previous sessions. Why? If you haven't noticed or you haven't been following along, the two parties that were part of the previous recordings and part of the previous campaign have split. They've gone their separate ways. You can check out the earlier recorded session, the first solo recorded session of Twilight of the Old Order, and the characters in that game in the Twilight of the Old Order channel on YouTube. Tonight we discover what happens to the characters of the other campaign, the Ain't No Place for a Hero campaign. And the characters up in front of you on screen now are indeed the characters for that game. We're going to find out what happens next for them. Now, there has been a bit of a pause between drinks, as they say. There's been a six week interlude as myself and my wonderful wife have been tripping around Latin America for the last wee while. So you may have noticed, for regular viewers of the channel, that there has been a bit of a pause on videos. But we're back into it now, back in our beautiful Auckland, and we're away with our sessions. So normal service has been resumed. Just again, a shout out to our fantastic viewers, now topping 112, and getting some great feedback, some great comments, great encouragement, really. And just, I don't know, as the channel grows, a bit of a community is developing around it, and the people that feed into that community just seem to be really nice people who love this hobby, who are really enjoying our story, and are very kind and very generous with their comments. So as the GM, my thanks to you, loyal viewers. Keep coming back, keep asking questions, keep engaging, and yeah, we're really grateful to have you along. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed tonight's session. Right, so look, as per usual, each one of the players will introduce the character or characters that they'll be playing this evening, and also, as previously, they will answer one of 3 character questions. So a few days before each game, I send out a list of questions. There are only 3 questions to help kind of dig into a particular character, to help us as the GM and the player, and I guess you as the audience, understand the characters a bit better. The players get to answer those questions. We answer a couple off camera, but we always answer one on camera, and the players are going to do that now. So this week's three questions are: firstly, if your character had time to pick up any either artisan tools, game set, instrument, etc., what would it be, and why would they choose that object? The second question is: what is your character the most insecure about, and why? The third question is your character what is your character's lowest stat? And what is sorry, let's try that again. Why is your character's lowest stat their lowest? And we're after here the in-character reason rather than because there's no reason for a wizard to have a 98 strength. And we're just curious to understand a bit more. Is there a reason that this character's stat is their lowest? So, first and foremost tonight, we're going to be hearing from Graham. Graham, take it away, please.
Hello. I play two characters in this game. The first of whom is a chap called Etienne Gilderflower, or to certain people he's met along the way, the Rose. He is, well, strikingly beautiful man. He's stylish. He is quite a catch. He's extremely charming, accepting, curious, adventurous, and gentle. He's very charismatic. He is a man of faith, unshakable faith and belief in what he's doing. He, conversely, has a tendency to follow his dreams and signs. He is aligned to and worships the goddess Aphrodite, and he is a paladin, a holy warrior. And his life is dedicated to following her and serving her. And since he was in his adolescence, has engaged in a series of missions and tasks that he believes are led by set by the goddess. I mean, from the outside, that may not be clear. He is a very superstitious man and sees patterns and things that may not be immediately obvious. But yes, despite his looks, he's also quite lethal. He has now 2 broadswords strapped across his back, and most commonly is found in full plate armor with a distinctive swan motif. So that's the first character. Second character is a high elf by the name of Niathanor Sherakir. She is a Magent, which is a profession that mixes thieving skills together with warrior skills, together with a smattering of magic that she mixes. She is unassuming type, quite neatly dressed. She is engaging, but rather intense. And there's something, if you spend a bit of time with her, there's something not quite right. She is a religious fanatic, and her faith justifies many things, not least arbitrary murder. She is very determined, has a very strong purpose, but is quite normally free of concern for other people's opinions and morals. She finds herself engaged in this quest that she believes, like Etienne, that it is the will of her goddess. And I guess probably in answer to the questions, we could probably answer 2 of those in one with the both characters, which is what are their what are they insecure about? Probably the answer to both is similar in a sense that they're insecure about losing the support of their deity. They are very concerned with both of them daily prayer, and in the case of Etienne, a very complex rituals that he undertakes, in his case really about sort of hedonism, both drink, women, wine, song, etc. So and he really hasn't been able to do that for a long time, and so he's pretty eager to sort of throw himself back into that. Niathanor too, she's insecure. She wonders if her task is to hand is slightly at odds with what she would normally engage herself in, but has sort of taken to believe that her goddess wants her to go on this mission with these people, and so she's seeing it through.
Nice one. Thank you very much indeed. Let's move to Alex, please.
Kia ora, I play Keros. She is a storm mage, so she uses magic and spells to create really cool weather stuff. So she can throw fire, she can throw ice bolts and balls, and she can make walls. It's a pretty cool set of skills that she has. She is a North woman. She is quite petite and childlike, and often is confused as a child, which does great on her. She's quite earnest and socially minded. She doesn't do well with bad things happening to good people, or to people who are in minorities, or she's a bit of a social justice warrior. So much so she has collected Victory, her cat, along the way, who was saved. And that was a team effort, and I think there was some bloodshed in order to rescue Victory. So Victory is now a member of the party. What else can I tell you? She does have some skills with weapons, and she is discovering that she might not be as pure of heart and might be enjoying some of the violence that is occurring along the way. So watch this space. Now, the questions I will answer on behalf of Keros is, if your character had time to pick up any artisan's tools, what would it be and why choose that? I think she would be looking for something to make, such as like leatherwork or leatherworking tools, or something creative, primarily to make toys for Victory, I think. Yeah, like some little leather mice or something on the end of a stick. And also probably quite good therapy for all the trauma that she's been through on this journey, just keeping busy with something sort of pure and creative and arty and altruistic for some making things for other people, perhaps.
Anything to keep the demons away.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Superb. Just quickly before we go to our last player tonight, GM will just very quickly introduce Demos. Demos is usually played by Mason, who is not joining us this particular evening. Demos is, as it says on screen, a very tall, very attractive mixed-race human in his early 20s, armed with a spear and wearing a leather breastplate. A gentle giant, looks like a complete thug, but is actually a really nice guy. Demos is rather unfortunately still unconscious at the present moment after taking a very nasty knock to the head. Not wearing a helmet, I think, was the issue, and as a consequence, is currently unconscious. Certainly when we start the game, and as I say, is usually played by Mason, who can't join us this evening. Lastly, for our players tonight, Pete.
Kia ora. I'll be playing two characters tonight. The first is Leif, and he is a half-elf warrior mage. So he likes his weapon skills, particularly likes his long sword, and but also can cast a bit of a variety of magic. He's a really friendly fellow and really values his friendships with the other members in the party, and is good-natured, but can be sort of quietly good-natured, I would say. Yeah. As for the character question is, what is his lowest stat and why, or I suppose how does that impact on him? He's got two equally low stats of 42 in presence and in intuition. So presence is his charisma, how noticeable he is, how well he influences people, that sort of thing. He just knows who he is, and he's an unassuming sort of person. He doesn't really want to be the sort of the star of the show or the center of attention. He just gets on with his he's quietly confident and doesn't he doesn't feel he needs to put himself forward particularly. So that's not his thing. He's the sort of, you go to a party with him and he's not the life and soul of the party. He's the person you have the deep and meaningful conversation with for half the party, probably. And intuition also is, so that's sort of wisdom or sort of insight. This is not a strong point for him either. He's a people person and sort of a bit of a realist, I suppose. He's not particularly into airy-fairy sort of stuff. I mean, he does have magic, but he doesn't. He's quite practical. He's quite pragmatic and quite practical. The other character I'm playing tonight is Mythan, and she is a Northwoman, or sort of like a high man sort of thing. She is very tall. She's not a looker. She's sort of quite ungainly and awkward. She is a ranger, and so she carries a bow and is an outdoorsy sort of person with a few skills in healing. She's not a people person, is a nice way of putting it. Unsurprisingly, I'm going to answer the same question about what her lowest stat is. Her lowest stat is empathy, which relating to people. And unsurprisingly, that's very low for her because she doesn't care about people at all. She doesn't care about people's opinions. She is certainly not swayed by people's opinions. She has been enjoying the company of this party because she's learned to trust them and because it's been necessary to work with other people, and she does see their value. So in that way, she enjoys being with people, but usually she doesn't care for them.
Nice one. Out of interest, Pete, in the Rolemaster system, stats are from 1 to 100. 1 being the lowest, 100 being the highest. What is her empathy, out of interest?
Oh, sorry, not actually ridiculously low. 43. So that's
okay.
That's a 0 bonus.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
I wouldn't mind if it was negative. It would be fitting if it was a negative one.
I'll see what I can do about that. Excellent, marvelous, one and all, well met. Thank you very much, and well introduced. So. Gentle viewer, there we have it. That is our team for this evening. That's who they're playing, and that's a little bit more insight into each one of their characters. So, I'm going to begin with a bit, and I'll spend a little bit of time providing a bit of background in terms of what happened last time, a bit more than normal, particularly because it was 6 weeks ago since we all last played, and then I'll ask for any kind of qualifying questions, and then we'll start the game. So you may or may not recall, gentle viewer and players, that at the end of last session, your party, the six of you, Demos admittedly unconscious, but the 6 of you. And the other 6 from the Twilight of the Old Order party, along with your erstwhile guides, this very strange young woman by the name of Afsoon from a different time and a different place from you. She had termed herself an apprentice astral traveller, whatever that means. You had the 13 of you. 14 if you count Victory the Cat, had spent a horrendous time in this strange netherworld place known as the In-Between, as Afsoon has described it to you. The place between worlds, the fifth path, as some call it, the essence flow, as others call it. This very strange non-place, basically. You don't exactly know how you got here. The last thing you can clearly remember is being on a beach together with the other party at a place called a place that you had some interesting interactions with the local authorities in, shall we say. the Oracle of Pytha had figured large in your dealings previously, and you were at the time evading the authorities in that particular land. And that's really the last you clearly remember, being accompanied by the other 6 people, and then something happened, and there was some bright lights and some strange things happened, and then you found yourself in this terrible place. And for the last goodness knows how long, you have been struggling to find your way out of this location. You don't know how long it is, because time in this place seems to have no clearly defined meaning or understanding. As Afsoon's explained to you, you could be in here a matter of seconds, a matter of hours, a matter of days, sometimes even a matter of months. Time really doesn't seem to mean much here. Afsoon has... when you met Afsoon, she was in a very delicate situation herself. Her master had been slain, and she had no way herself of returning to the world. As it turns out, the world that you are from, but her time is about 300 to 400 years before your characters exist. She, realizing that perhaps you were her only means of salvation, she called on you to assist her in trying to track down a couple of objects known as lodestones, arcane lodestones, which she needed to perform a ritual which would allow both yourselves, the other party, the Twilight party, and herself to escape this terrible place. And for the last few sessions, that's what this game has been about. It's been about the two parties working together along with Afsoon's guidance, investigating the horrors of the in-between, and the wonders, I guess, too, and very fortunately, finally, indeed, discovering 2 arcane lodestones. You, at the very last session, you managed to make your way back to Afsoon's refuge. Afsoon and her former, sadly now deceased, master's refuge in the in-between, which had been completely, well, you didn't know, but you suspected, might have been badly damaged. The last time you saw her refuge, there was a 500-foot towering fire monster that was rampaging through the caverns that her refuge was in. Indeed, coming back, her refuge was badly damaged. Walls smashed in, doors gone, etc. But fortunately, enough of her possessions remained, and she was able to locate some of the key magical artifacts that she needed to help perform the ritual. And you can see one of them on screen. There. There's this strange astrolabe thing here, and she also was made. She and you were able to recover this strange fork, which, when struck, created a tune or a particular tone. Using these objects and invoking clearly very powerful magic, even for an apprentice, she triggered some kind of ritual, some kind of very powerful spell. And as part of that, that first ritual that she cast, the other group, the Twilight of the Old Order party, stepped into this magical array, this magical series of circles on the ground, and ultimately one of the party members of that party reached up and touched a shimmering map that was part of the incantation that was up in front of you. I'm trying to get... There's my camera. A shimmering map that was up in front of that party, and they touched a point on the map where they wanted to go. these set locations that Afsoon described as being sources or centers of power, basically points around the globe where the essence flow, where the intrinsic power that make up the earth, the magical power that make up the earth, are particularly strong at. And the other party touched a point on the map and disappeared. And we begin this game with this party doing the same, stepping into that swirling maelstrom, spinning, strange, quite unnerving ritual circles, which are spinning and creating both noise and sound, but also strange lights all around you. And then, as per the previous group, this shimmering map comes up in front of you. And the responsibility is given to Leif, and Leif reaches up and, after some consideration, he touches a point on the map where he believes, which is where you want to go. And I'll ask Leif to describe where you think it is in a second, Leif, or where you're hoping to go. And then you're no longer there. And that's where we'll begin this game in a second. Before I do, firstly, if I could hear Leif, where's your destination? Where were you hoping to go?
We were hoping to be going to the island of Darn, north west of Ely.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Cool. And what were you hoping to do there, just to help refresh people's memories, as well as our viewers' memories?
So, a member of the other party. So we sort of, with the other party, when we met up with them, we compared notes basically, and sort of came to the conclusion that we were sort of on the same quest of saving the world from various forces. Some sort of political and sort of human, and seems to be some supernatural or magical as well. And a member of the other party had a contact on the Isle of Darn, and that party chose to go and investigate, to seek her out to find more information. And whilst there, they were told by her name was Ningwen Athor, that this party, the hero party, ought to come and visit her as well, because she had very specific information about sort of this party's destiny, or this party's part to play in the unfolding events.
Excellent. Thanks, Pete. Very good. Useful for perhaps refreshing players' memories, GM's memories, and our viewers' memories. Thanks. Any qualifying questions? Anything we need to know? Any questions anybody may have before we start the game? Oh. Okay.
I have pasted in some items that I think where we ended up in terms of who got what from the last session in handing out the goodies. So I pasted that into the chat.
Did we get no ingots?
Ingots too.
Nah,
I didn't put those in.
Just checking.
I can tell you that we are carrying 8 mithril, 4 gold, and 3 bronze.
Jeepers creepers. Oh, that's good, because Mythan was being the pack horse, wasn't she? I remember now.
She was, and I think actually, unlike the Twilight, I think we were able to put, from memory, I think we were loaded up, but we weren't carrying any additional boxes or anything.
Not from a body.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Demos's unconscious body. Okay, cool. Thank you for that. That's good. And we have those items up on screen and in the Discord chat. That's great. Any other questions? Anything else people want to know? Anything I need to know? Oh, okay.
Nope.
In that case, let's start the game. Excellent. So, as mentioned, very last thing that happened last time is Leif, you reaching up, and as the swirling maelstrom of this ritual magic is spinning all around you, you take a deep breath, Leif, and you reach up and you touch the point on the map. Hope. Location your head. And then there's a pause. And it seems like everything stops. The only thing in here beating of your own frantic hearts. Then all of a sudden, up there. Then something awful happens. You find yourselves, for a fraction of a second, somewhere else. And this somewhere else is terrible and awful. And swirling all around you are these tentacles of reeling smoke, black and white smoke. And up above you is the terrifying, stupidly beautiful, unimaginably, terribly beautiful host that's above you. And down below are the wailing, gnashing, insane masses. Tentacled, clawed, fanged, wanting to get at you. And both the terribly beautiful host from above and those below hunger for you. There's anger and malice and hatred directed towards you, both from above and below. And again, these swirling tentacles of white and black smoke reeling all around you. And right at this moment, I'd like each of you, please, to make a channeling resistance roll. Make them high.
None of those are very high.
Read them out, please.
They're terrible.
Who's first?
Terrible.
Who's first?
Leif rolled a 42.
Okay, and he's what level, please?
He is. I think he might well still be 6.
Okay. Okay, and what's
I
his?
believe, because I don't think he has actually gone
No.
up to 7. But yeah.
He wouldn't have
He's got plus 10 to channeling.
So 42 plus 10. Okay. Thanks, Pete. And next, please. Who's next?
Oh, Keros got a 44,
Yep. And what level?
and she is
Yep.
level 8.
Level 8. Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
And now, is that the plus 15 or is that the total 45 channeling? I've got a R plus 15
Yes.
plus a plus 30 equals 45.
That's 45. That's amazingly high. Okay. Plus 45.
Thank you.
45. All right. Okay. Very good. Who's next?
Mithan
Mm-hmm.
rolled a 41.
Wow. All the 40s. Yep.
Yeah. And as she's a channeling user, she's got plus 20, plus 30.
Plus 30. Okay. Okay. Cool. Thanks, Pete. Who's next?
Well, Nathanal rolled a whopping 33.
Okay.
And her adjustment is channeling is +5.
And what level is she, please?
9.
Okay.
And then, oh dear, lights out for Etienne. 3 he rolled.
Oh dear.
However,
Yep.
his channeling adjustment is +14.
Excellent. Thank you. And then, who would like to roll for Demos? Is anybody brave enough to roll for Demos?
I think I'm in a bad place when we're rolling. It can't be me.
Gyros will roll.
Mason, if you're watching this, it's down to Gyros. It's down to Alex. Go for it, Alex.
24. So sorry.
Oh, poor Demos. Demos has a -1. So, okay. Interesting. So, for Demos, Etienne, Neathanol, and Leif, all of you, and this only happens, you know, this whirling black and white smoke only lasts for a fraction of a second. But you are all aware, those characters, Leif, Neathanol, Etienne, and Demos, of this burning sensation, this terrible burning sensation on the palms of your hands. And then there is nothing. Or rather, there is no sound, but you find yourselves here. No sound whatsoever. You are just simply spinning through space, time, you're not sure which. And it's quite beautiful, quite serene. Characters seem to be drifting, but you've got no sense of time. And no sense of if you're by yourself or with others or whatever. There's no sound, there's no sensation. But all quite beautiful. Then, all of a sudden, this noise. Suddenly, miraculously, your characters find themselves out. The very first thing that hits them is what seems to be blinding sunlight, and then this other sensation of sound, of whatever that is, and the light is so intense and so hard to deal with. You're trying to grapple with it, but there are other sounds as well. And then suddenly your eyes begin to adjust a bit more and focus. It takes a few seconds, and you find yourselves here.
Well, that's nice.
That's nice. Where's the umbrella and the lounge? We need to reserve the lounges, quick.
It's Hawaii! Hooray!
It's pretty. I would say it is almost exact. That is exactly what you see. With one. Hang on, I'm just going to switch down the volume on a couple of things. Just, my waves are a bit loud.
Don't tell me there's a dragon on the beach.
Massive dragon on the beach. Go. How are my waves now? Still hear them, but yeah, there we go. There we go. I would say what you can see on screen is almost exactly what you see, except for the fact it's not as sunny as that. The intense bright light that you saw was actually quite an overcast day. It's pretty cloudy. A bit more. I'll show you a couple more images in a second. The other thing that you experience is another sensation you haven't felt for quite some time. Dampness on you. There's kind of a light drizzle. It's definitely not rain, but there's just kind of a light mist or a light drizzle around you, and there is a slight fog as well. It's very hot. Like you would think well into the high 30s, if not even more so. Quite a shock after the in-between, which has been nothing but static. You haven't felt hot or cold. You haven't felt any other sensations other than nothing really. The other thing that hits you, a couple of other things that hit you, your characters. Firstly, the desperate need to both eat something and also drink something. You're both very hungry and very thirsty. A couple more images. So this kind of vibe, very, very, very heavy jungle. This kind of vibe, but definitely probably the image that best sums it up is that. And just to give you a sense of the map, this is where your characters find themselves. So, oops. So spinning around, there's some kind of skeleton or something there. That's what you see out there. There's some rocks and some other little islets. And then rounds to more kind of jungle here, and if you're looking up directly behind you are these kind of towering semi cliffs or bank. The distance between the jungle and then the kind of the rock walls behind you is not far, like it's only a few feet. And that's where we begin the game. What do you do?
Go for a swim?
Well, we could. Well, should we have? Is there? Should we have some food and drink?
I think so.
Yeah.
Out of the sun.
Yes, in the
Yeah.
shade.
And just maybe keep quiet for a bit.
Okay.
While we're opposite, is that a shipwreck opposite?
Yeah.
No, on the other side, on the whatever that is, atoll or whatever it is.
Trees.
Oh, yeah, that. Oh, it's just a
Yeah,
skeleton
at the
above it,
mouth.
is it?
Yeah.
At the mouth of the with a inlet.
Like a whale skeleton.
Mm.
All right.
I think there's
Yes.
there's something here.
Yeah, that's what I
Is
meant.
that a skeleton?
That's a skeleton.
Yeah, and further over there?
I'm not going to ask for a perception roll on this. It's quite obvious. It looks like the remains of a boat.
Mm.
Right.
Oops. Okay, so grabbing Demos, you head into the shade, and you eat, I'm going to say, the second last meal that you have left. From memory, tell me if I'm wrong, I think you'd consumed quite a bit of what you'd already found down there. Does that sound about right, that you wouldn't have much left?
Trying to think how many we had of rations, didn't we? But I can't remember how many we had.
But also we found food on the dead people, right?
You did. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
But you've consumed most of that. Let's say, for argument's sake, everybody has got 2 full days left.
We've also got some emergency stuff because we bought some great bread, which keeps us going for a week. We bought that expecting we were going on a big in our shopping frenzy before we flew out of Manto or wherever we were. So we've got a week there if we need it. But
Okay.
that's emergency rations.
And we've got the spork.
And we've got the spork.
Spoon of soup. 1 meal per day.
There we go. That'll keep one person happy.
Whilst eating...
For the cat.
For the cat.
Yeah, fairly low down the list, but yeah, okay.
Whilst eating, Mithan will prepare and cast Pathfinding.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right. Should we prepare for the visit rounds?
Sure.
Is that all right?
Yeah, sure.
Nyathra will offer to go on a bit of a sneak mission, just to have a poke round the corners, and we'll happily go invisible to do that.
Okay.
Mithan got an error, but then got a 46.
46. I haven't set up my spells. Hang on a sec. Just 1 second, please. There we go. Just coming. The spell. The fun is successful.
Woohoo!
What happens?
The description of the spell is: caster learns the location or locations of any path or paths within 1 mile.
Okay.
It gives the nearest point on the path, but not the path's course. It may only be used outdoors.
Cool.
Spell.
There are no paths. There are no roads.
No paths within 1 mile.
Okay.
Cool. I've been wanting to use that spell for ages.
What a disappointment.
Tells us we've got information.
Not,
Yeah.
Does it do shipping routes?
No, I don't think so.
Oh well. Well, Nyathra, can she turn herself invisible?
Sure. Before you do, does anybody else want to do anything else? So I've got everybody kind of moving off the beach, sitting in the shades, and having some food.
I would say we're trying to be out of sight.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the shadows.
Okay.
Looking out for snakes and other nasties.
And weapons out.
Okay.
What's our water situation?
I was going to ask about that. I do remember saying in a recent session, I think you had half a day's water left, which would have been topped up by the 2 bodies that you found, but that's limited. I'm going to say everybody has water for 1 more day.
Oh, we're going to be back to licking ice walls again, aren't we?
I was going to say, do you want to lick a wall?
Not just yet, but I reckon it might come to it.
We're okay.
Get my tongue stuck again.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Good to know.
Okay. Anybody else doing anything, or before the Ethanol casts her spell?
Oh, Etienne wanted a pub.
He did. He so did. Give me a roll, please, Graham.
29.
29.
But obviously making noises and, standing on one leg.
You are making noises?
Yeah, not loud ones.
Okay.
But, wafting.
Wafting. Actually, you're a mentalist, aren't you?
Yes.
Gesticulations, but not... remind me, Pete, please. Or...
I knew you were going to ask that.
Hang on.
It says it here somewhere.
Yes, it does.
Mentalism casters are not required to use incantations, so they gain no benefit from using loud and flamboyant incantations. Right. So, can gesture, which is +5 for a non-elemental spell.
Yes. Cool.
I should do some body popping.
There you go. That spell was successful.
Right. Well, I guess she'll just say to the others, look, I'm just going to walk over to the left and have a look around the corner, and then probably to the right, just check our immediate environment is clear of three-headed Hydra or whatever may be around.
Okay.
So, yeah, she'd like to stalk as best she can on sand. Probably not that hard. And, yeah, stalk around the corner and have a little wee look. And then when she's seen as far as she can see that way, go back the other way.
Okay.
Do the same.
Okay, sure thing. Okay, cool. Graham, can you join me in chat room 1, please?
Oh, no.
Oh dear.
Bye.
Oh no, leaving us to fly.
Yeah.
That's cruel.
Hello.
Back on the naughty step.
Back on the what, sorry?
Naughty step.
The naughty step, yes. Now, I'm just realising you can't hear
It's quiet in here.
the sound effects, can you?
No. You have to make them yourself. Just replicate them yourself.
I am just realising I may have created an issue. Just let me just do the mixer. Don't want to get... Yes. Now you can't hear that anymore. No more sounds, but you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Excellent, excellent. Just going to quickly check that it's still playing in the channel. Just a second. I'll just be back in 1 second.
All right.
Our activities coordinator, she's amazing. So,
Yes, cool. All right. Just wanted to check that. That's all good. Okay. So, if we have a look, and if I turn on the camera, you should be able to see that, Graham.
Right. The characters. Yes.
Yes. Yep. And then
Yep.
if I do that, you can now see the map.
I can see the map. I can see the map.
Excellent. Excellent. So, where is Neathanol? Oops. Leif, Neathanol. She's heading off any particular direction?
Well, I'll go around the corner, shall I?
Sure. Could you give me a stalking roll, please?
Aye. $65.
5, and her stalking is something ridiculous, isn't it?
It's quite high, yes. Stalk and hide, plus 115.
Goodness
Sorry?
me.
Yes.
Okay. So Neathanol, do you want to tell me how and where she is moving very, very quietly?
Well, I think away from the. I mean, not in the shade. I don't think she doesn't want to make any noises on those leaves.
Mm.
So she's going to sort of keep along there, maybe a meter back from them.
Okay.
Looking in the sand just to make sure she doesn't tread anything questionable.
Mm-hmm.
But also keeping her eyes and ears peeled. Occasionally looking up at the cliffs.
Mm.
Then occasionally out to sea,
Mm.
but interested to what's going to appear around the corner.
Okay, sure. She is, of course, leaving footprints behind.
Yes.
So yes. She walks her way around. In terms of what's further out to sea, she catches a glimpse of some kind of structure or the base of a structure over here. And then around here, there's just more of an islet, really. And then, yeah, keeps on walking. Very cautious, checking regularly, and kind of peering into the bushes, etc. She gets to here, not quite at the corner, and no perception roll required. Here, not actually lying down as the image on the screen is, but really just a placeholder. She sees a body, or really to be fair, probably more of a skeleton slash body. I mean, the person is, most of their flesh is gone. There's still some kind of flesh on them, um, old and withered and blackened and maggoty and all the rest. But mostly they're a skeleton. They're sitting with their back to a tree, to the tree that the pointer's on, and their feet are out in front of them. They're wearing rags, the remains of shirt perhaps, and some pants. Their hands are in their lap, and there is the remains of their hands, kind of mouldering fingers and bones, a little bit of flesh, perhaps tendons, that kind of thing. And in their right hand is a very rusted knife. What does Neathnal do, if anything?
And the creature's clearly dead. Obviously, she's quite suspicious of skeletons these days.
Yes. Funny that.
Nothing else of interest on this body apart from holding a knife?
Nothing.
And which direction is it staring out to the sea?
Yeah, just staring straight ahead. I mean, it's not holding a knife in any kind of aggressive pose. I mean, the hands, its hands are in its lap, and it's got the knife, that knife hand in its, sorry, the knife's handle in its hands, or the remains of its hands. Yeah.
Okay. Well, she'll continue on her way. I think she might go a bit closer to the leaves so her footprints are slightly less obvious.
Okay. Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Just on the fringe. Yeah.
Turns the corner.
Uh-huh.
And see that.
That's pretty.
Yeah. That's pretty much what she can see.
Right.
And then it continues around.
All right, she'll go to the next obvious sort of corner, if you like.
Quite a lot narrower here, so and not a particularly great map, but you can see that the downward slope is down towards the beach, so there's a bit of sand. Oops. Yep, she creeps along. It's to here, and yeah, very, very narrow. There's not a lot of sand between herself and these quite towering cliffs. There's also not a lot of jungle either.
And what's sort of on where those colourful trees are? Is there anything there?
No, not that she can see.
And does she get a sense of how far she's gone?
Give me a perception roll, please. She's looking at the colourful tree. What was the roll?
20. Oh, master, of course. 20, but adjustment perception is plus 75.
75, cool. Just one. Master dice rolls. What was it? 20.
Plus 75.
Plus 75. Cool. Could you roll again, please?
47.
7. Cool. Yeah, look, she's peering out these, over here. She doesn't see anything. Note. Pretty much just as you can see. Quite narrow down here, and there's a gap between the sand and the water here, as there is here. So there appears to be, from what you can make out, one main island, and then these of an atoll or whatever you want to call them. Distance out. In terms of distance, that was your question. So this is accurate in terms of feet. That is 160 foot there. So this is small.
So she's obviously been turning. I mean, does she get a sense she is on an island? I mean, she's gone quite a long way round now, hasn't she?
She doesn't know. She certainly the bit that she's been on. If we want to do this and we want to spin her around, this is what she's seen so far. We can take her on a walk. This is the route that she came. So around here.
Okay, I got it. Yeah.
Yep.
And so where was that structure?
It was out here. You can see it actually right there.
Oh, is it quite broken up? Is it?
You're not sure what it is, but certainly there was something there. You can see it quite easily.
Right.
And then she walked around here. Around here. Body that she saw, was here. And then she's walked around here. And she's now here.
All right. Okay, may as well go back the other way.
All right.
Retracing her steps.
Yep. Oops. Yep. Cool. She doesn't see anything, hear anything untoward. Bypasses the body, skeleton body, whatever you want to call it. She gets back to her companions.
So she'll just report in, invisible, saying,
hang on.
Shall I?
Yes. Yep, we'll jump back in.
All right.
Cool.
For the animals?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah. Like the lemurs. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
I think maybe you're getting that message, perhaps, in this game.
Perhaps. Yeah, I thought, oh, if we landed in Madagascar, where are my lemurs?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't met any lemurs yet. A voice. You hear a voice in the nothingness. It's Neathanol, but you can't see her. She's been on a walk one way, and she's found a dead body. Been there a long time, grasping a knife. Much decayed. She's walked a long way round. She's going to walk the other way. She's beginning to suspect they might be they're either on an island or a very long promontory because, she's turned a long way. She's been walking. She points out the structure on the opposite side of the lagoon.
Hang on, just give me a second.
No, she doesn't point. She describes. No point pointing. That'd be silly.
Yeah, you can all see now what Neathanol's talking about. Something over here.
Cool.
She's obviously leaving footprints. So I mean, she can go back the other way unless you think we'd be better not to be leaving footprints. In which case she could. I don't know. What do you think? Are we happy to do that?
I don't think why not. Yeah.
All right.
But no lemurs.
Not a single lemur. But I was wondering if I walk the other way, I'll definitely find out if it's an island then.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. All right. I'll catch you soon. Back to lemur talk.
Yeah, look for lemurs.
Do I have to go back in my room?
You do have to go back in your room.
Oh no. Here I go.
Good luck.
All right, and we'll give you the map again. Should have that now.
Brilliant.
Cool.
All right. Well, I'll do the same the other way.
Cool.
Just on the fringes of the leaves.
Cool. So trotting around this way. Yep, you walk your way down here. And where are we? And
it's a bit narrow.
That was a bit. Where are we? And again, here, this requires a little bit more looking because it's right at the base of what appears to be a very, very high cliff, kind of overhanging. But you come across a second body. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can just make out right there, highlighted.
Human?
Yeah, you think so. This one's lying face down, and it looks you know, it's quite badly broken up. Like you can see quite a few of the bones are broken. It's landed on a couple of rocks, or so it's lying on a couple of rocks, I should say. Similarly dressed, kind of rotting clothes. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much the same condition as the other. Semi-skeleton, semi got some flesh, decayed flesh on its bones. But yeah, lying completely motionless. No other items, certainly nothing of value, no weapons, no nothing on this one.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll continue on my way.
Okay, sure. Trotting down here. Oops, not into the ocean. You come a bit further down, and just to show you a little bit about kind of route that she's travelled, let's do this. Oops. There, no, down. There we go. Down. So she's come along here.
Yeah.
Walked along past her friends. Again, around here of the islets that you can see, and this body that's there. You can make out.
Can I hear anything in the mountains or anything, or
give me a roll.
Three,
sure.
53.
Oh, 53.
Yeah.
53. Oh, I didn't ask for a stalk roll, by the way, but I will.
All right.
I will do.
Right.
Okay.
12.
12 for the stalk plus 115.
Yeah.
We should have done that initially, but that's all right. No, she doesn't. She doesn't hear anything. She doesn't see anything. She doesn't smell anything. She continues on her way. So again, just that's what she's seeing. Friends are back there. Distances aren't huge, so from this point to here, it's only 104 foot. It's not a big space that she's on. Not a big area.
Okay.
And she continues on. She walks down. And walks down a bit further. Oh, she falls in the ocean. No, she doesn't. She gets down a little bit further, and then she sees again, much to her dismay or her interest or whatever you want to call it, another body, or most of a body. This one is hanging from a branch of a low tree with a rope around what remains of its neck. There's a group of rocks off to kind of directly behind it. It looks like it's been piled up behind the person's, well, where the person's feet are. The body has kind of fallen to bits, and one of the legs has come off and is lying underneath it. But there was like a pile of rocks directly behind where this person was, presumably to stand on or to be forced on or whatever. And then they've stepped off and they clearly have hung themselves. Or they have been hung. Missing a leg. Same kind of condition. Part of an arm's fallen off. Many of the bones have kind of come away. Again, filthy rags that they're in. Not much left of the head has been thoroughly picked off by birds and insects, etc.
Okay.
Yep.
Keep going.
Cool. She makes her way down further here to
Easy.
yeah, to the spit, and standing here, this is what she sees. This is the way she's come.
Lagoon, lagoon, lagoon.
Yeah, you can see the body there,
Mm-hmm.
and then she's looking
Oh no.
around here.
Oh, shipwrecked. Okay, so we're on a very narrow island. And looking back up at the, probably I'm going to get my best view of the mountains from here. Not much going on.
I mean, it's very, very steep. You know, I take you back to this image. That's pretty close, actually. I'd say that's almost spot on.
Mm.
So climbable in some places. Some places it's impossible. There's just cliffs. But in some places you can, as per that image, you can definitely scramble up if you wanted to. Yeah. That's pretty much what you see.
Can I see where I got to when I went the other way?
Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean you can come out here and.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I've not missed anything. Doesn't look like I have. I'll go along a little bit again, close to the shore, the rocks, and the palms, just to make sure there's no opening there on the left that I've missed.
Could you give me a another perception roll, please?
Well, master, I suppose, but
Master,
11.
Yes. 11. Yep. Plus 75.
Yes.
Yeah. So standing back a little bit here, Ethel does notice something that she didn't quite have the angle to notice on previously. She's come out to this promontory, or this kind of spit of sand out here. Whoa! And when she looks up, she notices this up here.
Oh, smoking.
Yeah. Beam or something.
Does she know what a volcano is?
Don't know if she does. To you. Oops.
I don't know.
Clearly this map evolves. Yep, she continues down this beach. How far does she go down?
Just so that she can see that she's been around the whole island, essentially.
Yeah, sure. So she keeps on going, and within kind of that distance, she finds footsteps, which she's assuming it's hers.
Right. So there was no opening along here.
Nothing.
No. All right. She'll go back to the others. Have a chat.
Okay. I'll tell you what. While I'm futzing around with that, let's go back to the main room.
Story there.
It's. I think Chris said it's the most prosperous, or one of the most prosperous in the region. Right. But the prices shocked me.
Yeah. Well, that being right. Yeah. Inflation and keeping up with the first world sort of thing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
You're still with us.
So yeah, well, as you can probably see, we're on a little island, an island with a smoking volcano in the middle of it.
Oh.
I found 3 dead bodies, one of whom looked like, well, one had either hung themselves, it looked like they did because they piled up some rocks to put the noose on, or were hung by somebody else. And one was face down in the sand, the other one was, as I described, sitting up back against a tree. So 3 people have died here. It's not looking great. In terms of things of interest, not a great deal going on. There's that building, the remains of the building across the thing is the only man-made structure that I've seen. I haven't haven't explored the interior, such as it is. It's very tall, and there appears to be a volcano in the middle of it.
Did you go all the way around?
All the way around, yeah. So we're in it. It's an island, quite a sort of fairly narrow, and there's as you can see, there's a sandbars. It's surrounded by a lagoon, as you can see, much as you see out now. It does narrow at certain points. There are certain little entrances like that one as you go around, but it's pretty much like this the whole way around. It narrows at one point, but it's pretty much like this. There's some colourful trees down one end, but the only thing of immediate interest is that building across the way, and that presumably a shipwreck. But there ain't nothing else. I haven't, as I say, explored the interior. I mean, if you wanted me to fly, I could fly and just check it out, making sure I don't fly into a vent, but there's not much going on.
What did you see in the way of food or water?
Basically, it's all the same all the way around. So, I mean, I haven't looked carefully at the trees to see if there's any coconuts. Are there any coconuts?
Not that you noticed.
Okay, we'll just live off that spoon.
Yes.
Let's call the cat.
Oh, true. My mistake.
Yeah. So no, we may have missed. We may have missed Dawn, I think. So.
Well, we're being inconspicuous, at least.
Well, I think we are. We successfully escaped the clenches of the agents of Toran
and any other and the
and
church.
everybody else.
Boxing them. Yeah.
Do you want her to fly over the top, or does someone else want to fly over the top?
Leif is way down on PowerPoints.
Right.
And he's got 2. So he's not flying anywhere.
All right.
I think I've got a good amount of PowerPoints if anyone I can cast. Have I got full PowerPoints, Chris? Yeah.
That's the one thing I don't keep track of for you guys.
No, I know.
I mean, think about what happened last session. My recollection was you came out of. I don't think that anybody's got much in the way of PowerPoints, because if you remember, on your way back to Afsoon's refuge, you came across some interesting people, shall we say, and you decided that you wouldn't try to take them on. One of the reasons being that you were all down on PowerPoints. So from memory, I don't think anybody's got much in the way of PowerPoints.
Oh, yeah, until we rest. Okay.
Yeah, and go up levels in Leif's case, etc. But as I say, this is the thing that I don't keep track of. So up to you.
Yeah, I lost my post-it note, but yeah, no, from memory, you're right.
I've got I've gained a spell adder, which is helpful. Thank you.
Did you get? Is that the one from Nicholas?
Yes.
Oh, did you get that one? I couldn't remember.
Well, yeah, I think you made it available, so.
Yes, but you and someone had a roll off, I believe.
Yeah.
Obviously, you won.
I won. So I do have a spell, but I don't have the ability to. I can air. Oh, actually, what can I do? I don't think I can. I can't fly yet.
Well, I think we can.
I can airwalk.
Perhaps that can wait for the morning, and I wonder if we. Oh, well, yeah. What time of the day?
Good question. It'd be early afternoon, you think?
I wonder if we go and investigate the ruins and then come back and sleep.
Okay. The other thing we might consider doing is building what we can. Maybe on the end of the island, there's a sort of little sandy promontory that sticks out. It might be a good place to build a fire.
A signal?
For signalling.
Sure thing.
But yeah, we can do both.
I think good not to split the party, though.
That's fine. Although I don't really all want to swim across there, do they?
True. Well, it depends how deep the water is.
Bit of perceptions on the water. Any shapes in the water?
Sure. Who's giving me a perception roll?
With them?
Yep.
23.
23. Mast, of course. What's her bonus, please?
75.
Yeah, Mython, you head down to the edge to get a bit of a better look. Couple of things that you notice. Firstly, didn't really see them before, but you have noticed a number of kind of scattered around, here and here and here and a few other places, kind of rocking carcasses of fish, not particularly big fish, but quite a few fish bones as well. Like quite a reasonable number of fish that are dead or various states of decay. The depth, hard to be absolutely sure, but not incredibly deep. Definitely not deep ocean. You can generally see the bottom of this lagoon, and this is not a vast distance. So from here to there, it's only about 80 foot. So it's not a big distance we're talking about. In terms of the depth, maybe 15, 20 foot deep. Certainly not hundreds of feet. It's not the deep ocean.
So, and currents?
It's quite
hard to see.
No, well, certainly the ocean itself is, and the major waves are nullified or certainly muted by these spits of sand. These, you can kind of make out that there's some reasonably decent sized waves hitting this shore and here, but where you are, no, not much.
Cool. That island, I don't know if I was supposed to see it, but that one that's sort of in the middle, yeah, that looks burned.
Yeah. So does this one.
So okay. I'll tell more, I suppose, until we're over there how recent it is.
Who's good at swimming?
Mathan has got plus 55.
Oh, that's not bad. Etienne's 48. How's Carrios?
I don't think. Oh, she's got not great. Plus 33.
Well, should Mythan and Etienne go over and have a nose around?
Sure thing. A little bit, yes, but a little bit curious about the fish bodies. Hope the water's safe.
I mean,
if
Nyathnel could. I mean, she's got this one other spell before she rests. She could walk over there. Walk on air. Only allows horizontal movement.
And what's the duration?
She can do that for 1 minute per level.
Yeah, so that's not long enough to do a proper investigation. I think we wait until the next day, personally.
All right.
Once we've got PowerPoints and we can all... That's what I reckon.
All right. What time of day do you say it was?
Early afternoon.
Should we build a fire while we wait?
Yep.
So, using implements, scrape some of the, make sure there's no snakes and shit. Just sort of build a pile of branches and leaves above the high tide mark. On the beach, build a little dig a little pit out, build a fire essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Who's good at building fires, Mithan?
What sort of skill would that be?
Don't know, Ranger. I mean, I presume we're all, we've
Yeah, I
all
don't
built
know
fires before, but I don't.
Survival would be or yeah. There is like a survival skill. Generally, in conditions that are really tough. So, for example, if it was torrential rain, I might ask for a outdoor or a survival skill to make a fire. There is some light drizzle coming on, so it'll be a bit tricky, but not impossible to build. So I'm happy just to say you build a fire.
Won't light it, but I mean, just in case. Obviously, there's a volcano smoking anyway, which probably doesn't help, but I presume the smoke will be... Anyway. Have we got any other magical means of making a sort of loud...
Sorry, can I just check a qualifying question from the GM? Where do you don't light the fire, correct?
No.
Okay. Where do you make it?
Should we just make it where we are for now?
Okay.
Yep. Well, can we have a look out to the horizon and see, did Nathan notice anything as she walked around? Any other islands?
Well, only what you see kind of here.
Okay.
I didn't notice anything else, did I, GM?
Nope.
You'd have put it out.
Nope, she did not.
Just to check, I suppose you've got some sort of... Karios, you've got some sort of offensive spells that might act as a sort of flare, right?
Yep. Let me have a look. Talk amongst yourselves. Sorry while I find it. She's got a lot of lists.
She's got shock bolt, isn't she?
I do. Oh, cool lightning. I've got shock bolt. That might be it, actually.
Old ball.
I have a great cold ball.
I think shock bolt's probably better, right? That'd probably act like a flare, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Send it up.
Would it, GM?
What's its range? How far can you fire it?
Okay. Let me go back to... So, shock bolt is... Range is 100.
So how far away would you have to be to see something 100 foot up?
Oh, I knew I should have revised.
It's a bolt
actually,
of intense charged light, so it's intense.
I mean, Etienne's got a holy sword that does fire, but well, I mean, if we stuck you on the top of the volcano, that might help. Anyway, that's something to think about for sheer shit. Anyway,
Yeah.
All right, should we just have a kit then?
I think so.
I have a beacon, but that's a level 13. I can't do that, can I?
No. So you have learnt up to level 10. Even though Kairos is level 8, she can overcast to level 10, but she does not understand, she hasn't even started learning spells above level 10.
Okay, so no beacon.
No beacon.
Shame.
That'd be ideal, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would if she'd studied. Goodness.
Stay in school, kids.
Yeah.
And nobody's
Stay in
got
the club.
nobody's got build a boat skill.
Oh no, wait.
Let me check.
Stone carving?
Well, we could do an Easter Island thing while we're here, I guess.
Got astronomy.
Well, that'll pass the time.
Well, that might well help to get a read on north, south, east, west. I suppose the sunset might as well.
I can build a wood wall, but not a boat.
Well, I could lay the wood wall down and float off on it.
We call it a raft.
Oh, like a raft.
That's what we call them. They're very popular when you shipwreck. Better than my wind ball. That'd be shit.
It's the same as, but if it's the same as Methan's wood wall, it only lasts 1 minute per level.
Right, so we have to find land very quickly. Well, to get us to that place on the other side of the... Anyway.
True.
We could do that, can't we? Okay, if we're worried about the water.
Although I have to be on a solid surface, actually, now that I look at it.
Have you got any fishing utensils?
What do we need for that? A bit of bent wire?
Well,
Are there not bananas growing?
Oh, yeah, Methan. Well, Methan will have a forage, maybe. How about that?
Sure. Give me a foraging roll.
These rolls are rubbish. 19.
This should be a mast as well, though, Pete.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Phew.
I get a second chance. It doesn't mean it's going to be better, but...
What's her foraging?
47.
Nah, sorry to say, she has a a good look around kind of your immediate area and kind of going back to the map, from Yay to Yay, which is probably about foraging. It's meant to be about a 4-hour task, by the way, for foraging.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, and probably actually further. She probably goes further afield than that. She can't find anything. Some flowers that she maybe thought might be able to be eaten, but nah. But on reflection, no. Sorry, Pete.
Not a happy place. She has also got jungle lore and coastal lore, like region lore for jungle and region lore for coastal.
Okay.
So extending that to safety of the trees. I remember another party that got leeches dropping on them and nastiness from the environment. So I think that would be worthwhile.
What does she
think about?
What does she do?
Can she do does jungle lore apply?
Yes, yeah, it would here. Yep.
And coastal?
Sure.
Regional. So looking at extending that to food, but also thinking of dangers and other things that we should be aware of.
Sure, that would have come into probably the role that she just made for foraging.
Sure.
So, but yeah, I'm sorry, Pete. Even with the bonus for knowing the region a bit better, no, she doesn't find any food. Give me just a region lore. Probably just I think jungle lore rather than coastal is probably better.
Cool. Yep. That's 89, but it's probably
Wee.
89.
Ooh.
Need to have kind of definitive decision on this. The way I've usually done mast is just simply from stuff that you guys don't know. So if you make a roll that your characters can see, fighting, tying a knot, perhaps, climbing a tree, riding a horse, like stuff you can actually say, yes, I succeeded or failed. It's not mast. I've always done perception rolls as being mast. I guess arguably, do we then put it onto any kind of knowledge roll, as I just did for foraging, or not? I'd have to muse on that.
I think the answer sort of is that, I mean, if I rolled an 89 and then we add my bonus, and you say, no, she can't think of anything that's sort of dangerous, and then we all go, oh, that's all right then. We know we're sort of safe. Whereas if it's masked, then we don't know what we don't know, and I think that's fairer.
We don't know what we don't know is fairer?
Yeah, well, I think that's more accurate.
Yeah, I think so too. Yep.
You know, I mean,
yep.
I think it's more accurate that we shouldn't actually sort of have the confidence to say.
Yes.
I suppose the point is, that's what the skill bonus is for, is that's the surety, because we know that if this person's, you know, like with Kyros, if she's got that skill of whatever it is in attunement, like 80, then we can be fairly certain she's going to be good at doing the attunement stuff.
Yes. No, I think you're right. Don't know what we don't know, and it does make more realism in the game. Yep. Except it does detract a little bit when you roll a good roll like an 89 and you go, boo. Let's play it. Let's play it. You don't know what you don't know, at least this session, and maybe I don't know, have a think about it, guys. It's kind of be no wrong or right way to play it. I've just always tended to play it hidden for perception and hidden locks and things like that, but maybe it should apply elsewhere. Anyway, we'll play it in this case. So, what's your bonus, please, Pete?
42.
2. Just a second, caller. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since she's been in a jungle. If she gives it a bit, waits on it for another half a minute or so and tries again, she thinks she might get some more information.
Oh.
Can be wrong.
Happy to do that. 74 plus 42.
Yeah, she... Hard to say, of course. She hasn't identified any poisonous plants that she's aware of, or dangerous plants, and she hasn't, in her searching of this area, she hasn't come across anything obvious that's dangerous. She hasn't seen, for example, anything obvious in the way of either spiders or snakes that she's encountered before and thinks that are potentially life-threatening. That doesn't mean that they don't exist here, but she hasn't seen any sign of them so far.
Cool.
But apart from that, apart from that, nothing else, I'm afraid.
Well, thank you.
What do you do?
What's the mosquito situation?
Occasional. You hear them occasionally, but not too intense. You're not being eaten alive. You get occasional bites, but nothing too bad.
Oh, well, we do have some repellent we can use.
Yep.
Well, I think we were resting. Once we built our fire, we were going to...
Actually, Mithan would like to, whilst perhaps the fire's being built, Mithan would like to also go and investigate the fish more. And just, I mean, it seems odd that there's bodies of fish here. I mean,
are they bones? I mean, have they been eaten them?
So from kind of around here and here and here, here, right the way down the stretch, there are a collection of either skeletons of fish, which arguably, a skeleton of a fish is on a beach is not too unusual. There are quite a few. And then there are also a few others that are kind of rotting as well in the shallow waters or up on the beach. There would be a number. There would be probably less than 100. Yeah, not more than say 60 or 70 scattered along. Some are the size of your forearm, so quite a big fish, but most are quite small.
I don't think it's safe to eat, and I don't think we should cross to that ruin in this water.
You definitely, they're not safe to eat. They're decaying.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool. I think we should keep out of the water directly opposite this ruin and the burnt places, personally.
Okay. Well, I could nip if I'm going to rest anyway. I could use my walking on water thing to go. Just nip over there and have a look. I
Yeah,
can only
why
be
not?
there. I can only be there, a little while. But
Get initial scout, I reckon. Yep.
I'll do that, Chris.
Okay.
But only spending sufficient time so I can walk on air back.
Okay, sure. Just before we resolve that, anything else that Keros is doing, or any other characters?
Keros has discovered she can do a lightning bolt level 10 if required, but lightning might seem like a natural occurrence rather than a beacon. But just FYI.
What's
Cool.
the range on that one?
Still 100.
Has he got something with a bigger range?
It says as shock bolt, except a lightning bolt is shot and the results are determined on the lightning bolt table. But that's all I can go up to.
Oh, are you on? Is this light law?
Yeah.
Because I've got a couple of spells from light law, so I've pasted it in here as well. I can see a shock bolt 3 with a range of 300 foot.
Which one's that?
Level 8.
Oh. Lucky.
Sorry, I just
Yes,
happened to have a couple of... Right, okay.
I love that for us. Yes, I can also do shock bolt 3, which is a level 8 spell.
Just happened to have it here.
I
Okay.
love that.
Cool.
But no, she'll just be pottering around building the basis for the fire.
Okay.
And castles.
By the way, all of you, fair to say, all of you, after however long you spent in the in-between, whatever this place is and whatever is here or not here or whatever, it's really nice to feel the sun on your face, little that it is, the wind, and just enjoy an environment which isn't the kind of claustrophobic feeling of the in-between.
And we're free to roll a 50 at the double.
Yeah, just go ahead and do it wantonly.
Right, what does Neathanol do, please?
She'll cast. She'll prepare. She'll waft.
Mm-hmm.
And she would like to cast. Walk on air.
Okay.
Which allows her. It's going to get her going for 9 minutes. And she can target and walk on air as if solid ground.
Okay.
He or she may not move any faster than a walk.
Okay.
Horizontal movement only.
Cool. Give me a roll, please.
And also she'll cast it from as high at the beach as she can.
Mm-hmm.
97.
Whee!
Is that a success?
That spell was successful. So, Neathanol, you dance across, float, dance, whatever you want, across the water. As mentioned, it's a very short distance. What's her base movement rate?
Um,
Walking distance?
60, I think. Hang on. 65.
Okay. So it takes her slightly longer than a round to get over. But you know, within 20 seconds, Neathanol, you're on the far side of the shore. Yeah, I'm not going to take you into a separate chat, but you can see very clearly here that a number of the trees have been very badly burnt. These are some of them look like they're regaining some of their greenery, such as this one here, that one there, but many of them appear to be well and truly dead. There is some undergrowth growing back that you can see. You can also see here the base of a building. It's not very big. It's only about 17 foot across, so it really wasn't particularly large. It's kind of off kilter. You can see there it's kind of slumped into the sand here, and scattered around it in the undergrowth. You come across quite a lot of masonry and masonry work. Well and truly covered in weeds and growth and all the rest. Probably the only other thing to note is a very large metal, you think it was bronze, dish, and it would come up to probably waist height on Neathanol. There is quite a lot of rubble that you see. There's quite a lot of remains of masonry. You think whatever this thing is was probably quite high, reasonably high. Looking across with a slightly closer vantage point, you also see on this island here, there perhaps was a smaller building, and you can just see a few pieces of piled stones there as well. And again, fire has engulfed this island. How long ago? It's kind of hard to say. Yeah, the trees are blackened, and some of them are beginning to show some sign of growth, but some of them appear to be completely dead.
Go on.
Yep, that's it.
The dish.
Yep.
Is it reflective?
No.
Okay.
But what it is thoroughly blackened. It's fallen away. It's actually, you find it some distance out, kind of buried half in the sand here, so some distance away from anything that would have burnt. But the interior of the dish appears to be covered in blackened ash and soot.
Okay. I'm probably running out of time, so I'll nip back.
Okay.
By the way, do I see anything of more of the island, the interior from out there?
What height do you get up to?
Only the height I started at.
So that's what you see.
Right.
So, you know, getting a bit of a look around. There is there's kind of a not quite a reef, but certainly some pretty nasty looking rocks that come out here. There's one with an arch in it, and yeah, the remains of what used to be a boat over there from what you can see. But that's pretty much it.
All right, I'll pop back while my spell's still active.
Yep.
I'll explain that what I saw to everyone.
Sure.
Right, shall we? I guess let's chill out, relax, keep hydrated, don't get sunburnt, get some rest, and then we'll explore the interior such as it is tomorrow.
Yep.
I guess keep an eye out. Can we do regular perception rolls on the horizon?
Sure. Yep.
And keep a watch during the night.
Yes.
Two at a time, I reckon.
Okay. Any other preparations? Anything else I should be aware of? Anything else you guys are doing? One question is, do you light the fire that you've prepared when it gets darker?
I'd suggest to the others not right this until we've actually thoroughly examined the interior of the island. I don't think that's very wise. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's warm, presumably.
Yep.
Oh god, yes. It warm, and it's like, you know, nosing like 40 degrees centigrade. It's hot and sticky. Hot and sticky.
All right. Well, Etienne might take his plate mail off then.
Okay.
Just FYI, if before he regains power points, Leif can do a projected light spell. He's there's only one. He's got 2 power points left, and he's got 1 power point. You know.
Okay. Cool.
So, can do some emergency light of that nature.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. And you posting 2. Who are your 2 watch people at any one time? Who are the 2 watchers?
Well, the other only has to sleep 4 hours.
Yep.
Half elves, presumably, what, 6?
Yes.
So yeah, the Athanals can obviously do half the night.
Okay.
Mithan will stay up for the first half, so Mithan and Neathanal.
Mm-hmm.
Then Leif and Neathanal.
Yep.
And then,
Keros can, yeah.
so Keros will be on watch once she's had a full sleep, I suppose. And then I suppose Mithan can be on watch with Keros as well.
Okay. And Etienne gets to sleep the night all the way through.
Oh, Etienne, sorry, I forgot about Etienne. I knew I was missing someone. So Etienne will be on the watch.
No, it's just fine.
I was just trying to count.
Okay.
Sorry.
He's happy to get kept. It's fine.
No. We need to find him a hand.
Yes, if you could do that, that'd be great.
All right, you bed down for the night. I mean, it's hot, it's sticky. You know, your enthusiasm for being out of the in-between is waning somewhat because, yeah, the very oppressive humidity is just that. But still, the breeze is quite nice, and you know it's quite pleasant to just you know, look at the stars as they slowly begin to come out.
Should we bury Demos in the sand?
Oh dear.
Sick, just
When is
yeah.
Demos going to wake up? Do we know?
Was
We
it
don't
an
know,
injury? We don't know.
no. Hang on a sec. GM's just looking for something. Talk amongst yourselves for 1 second.
Oh, I think we need to keep an eye on where the sun goes down so we can get an idea of east, west, north, south.
Good.
And also, I suppose during the night we'll get Mithan to do an astronomy. Astronomy's the right skill, I assume. To pick compass points as well.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, you bed down. The sounds of insects. Kind of take over from the very few birds. You haven't seen or heard a lot in the way of birds. There have been a few, but yeah, not a lot. And it's quite nice. You know, the rolling waves. It's certainly not cold. If anything, it's a bit warm, and a few of you disrobe, etc. Be nice to have a bit more to eat, maybe. But yeah, all in all, it's quite pleasant. First watch, Neathanol and Mithan, all goods. You wake up Leif and Neathanol, you continue watching.
Can Mithan sorry to interrupt, if the stars are out, can Mithan wants to get her bearings?
Sure, yeah, give me an astronomy roll.
And also from where the sun went down, we can sort of make a guess, an educated guess. So rolled a 61.
In mast, yep.
A majestic skill of 23.
Or astronomy, was that?
Yes.
One. Yeah. Give me another roll, please, Pete.
19.
Okay. Yeah, she thinks you're in the Sea of Cantana.
Oh.
Brilliant.
Does she know? Does she have any idea which way is north based on the stars?
Yes, and also with the rising and setting of the sun. Yes.
Oh, cool. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, she would. Yep. Anybody doing or saying anything else?
Which way is the wind blowing?
Which way is the wind blowing? There's not actually a huge amount of wind. Hang a sec. Night sky there for you guys. Isn't that pretty?
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, not a lot in the way of breeze. Anything else, guys?
Scanning the horizon, looking for boats.
Nothing. You haven't seen anything. You've been looking regularly out to sea. A bit later...
which way are we facing on this beach?
You're facing north.
Oh, probably that's the wrong side of the island then. Oh well.
Well, it's where the lighthouse is, right?
That's true.
I said it's the light. Yeah.
Although likely we're up to the north of where we're supposed to be. Anyway.
Getting on for later in your shift, if you want to call it that. Mithan and Leif and Neathanol. You're suddenly aware of the insects going quiet around you. And just as you're kind of beginning to go kind of curious, all of a sudden, oops a daisy. Ha! All of a sudden, from, just see if that, no, just give me 1 second. Just 1 second, guys. Does it have it prepared? How about this? It's when you should always check your tech beforehand.
It's the Lilt Man.
All of a sudden, just as the insects go quiet, you hear this. And this sound, all of you wake instantly the sound is awful, but along with it being awful, it's utterly terrible to hear. And along with it being utterly terrible to hear, it's also just chilling to the bone. And it fills you all with a sense of utter hopelessness, despair, and utter tragedy. It is the most horrendously agonizing, desperate sound you've heard, and it chills you to your core. And I'd like you all in a second to roll a channeling resistance roll. But just before you do, you are aware, Neathanel, peering out into the gloom, of a terrible shape, some 250 foot up in the air, out to sea, so further out towards the atoll. You can see it relatively well. The elves can. It's some distance off. It's got these huge 15-foot wide, kind of almost bat-like wings, and it's utterly hideous and loathsome to see. It looks like this. Not like that. It looks like this.
Doesn't look that bad. Oh. It's got wings.
Yes. So that image doesn't, but this thing does. And it's hovering. You are all here. Well, you're actually slightly back here. And this thing is, what, 150 foot up. So it's kind of up here. 150, nearly, call it 200 foot up here. Up in this area.
Would we say it knows we're there?
It's certainly facing your direction, and looking down in your direction. It only makes a sound once, but just to refresh your memory. And I'd like you all, please, to make a channeling resistance roll.
Well, these went well last time. Ugh.
First up.
Leif got 96.
And he is what level, please?
He is... Has he slept enough to go up a level?
Yes, he has.
He's 7th.
Yep.
And he's got plus 10 to channeling. Does he open-end that roll?
Does he open-end that roll? Does he open-end that roll? It's a really good question. You can certainly open-end down, so you must be able to open-end up. Yes, he can. Roll again. Yes, of course he can. Of course he can.
Oh, Jesus.
What was that?
94.
Whoa. Okay. So, Leif, fair to say you are utterly horrified by this sound. It chills you to your very core. Not just chills you, but there is just this utter sense of complete and utter despair and hopelessness in this voice, this terrible, terrible voice that you've heard. But Leif steels himself. He's strong, and he stands his ground. And I'll come to what he does in a second. Who's next, please?
Oh, right. Etienne.
Mm-hmm.
11.
11. Okay.
A fine score.
And what's his level, please?
He's 6th.
Mm-hmm.
channeling plus 14.
Okay. So. Okay. So, Etienne, this thing is just. It's awful. It's just pure horror, and you, Etienne, want to get as far away from it as you possibly can. You leaving your companions behind, leaving probably everything other than your weapons. You don't take your armor because you've stripped it off, and you just go belting down the beach in just blind panic, running as far and as fast as you can off into the night down the beach, away from this thing, as far away from it as you can. Can you? Yes, and that's Etienne. Next, please.
We'll just show up again in a minute. I'll run around the island.
Nathan rolled a 5.
A 5. Roll again, please.
Oh, it's to that stage. Oh dear.
Yes, it is.
And a 31. She's 8th level, and her channeling is 30.
Okay, 8. Oh, that's good. 8th. And 30. So she rolled a 5 minus 31 plus 30 for her channeling.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay. So, Pete, can you roll a 1d20 discarding anything below a 5, please?
D20. D20. 8.
8. Okay, cool. Mithan, you are just hopelessly immobilized. You are just standing, sitting, gibbering in fear. Your mouth is opening, your eyes are wide, and you are just staring at this hideous thing, flapping some 150, 200 foot away. You are paralyzed with fear. You can do nothing. Who's next?
Keros rolled an 18.
Okay.
She is a level 8, and her channeling resistance is 45.
45.
Yes.
Wow. 14 plus 45. So
18. 18.
18 plus 45. So, Keros, you yeah, I mean, you were wavering for a second there, but like Leif, you steel yourself, pardon the pun, and somehow you talk yourself down. And even though this is utterly terrifying, and you've seen some pretty horrible things in the last little while, you managed to control yourself. Keros, you have full control over what you want to do.
I thought you were going to say you have full control over your bodily functions.
And that too. and that too. And then last, please, is Neathanol.
Yeah, I think Jen's christening the toilet end of the island.
Yes.
Oh, where is it? 35 plus 5.
Okay. And what level is she, please?
9.
9. Okay, 35 plus 5. Okay.
40.
Yep, got it. Neathanol. You, like Etienne, want absolutely no part of this, and you run the opposite way this time, sprinting as far and as fast as you can away from this hideous thing up in the sky. So we have Mithan riveted to the grounds with fear. We have Leif operational. We have Keros operational. We have Demos unconscious. we have Victory, who has sprinted into the bushes. And with that, we go into round 1. Initiative. Roll initiative for everybody. Neathel, you're running. This thing is hovering kind of, as I said, up about here-ish, looking down at you, 150, call it 150 foot away. And it's just flapping at this stage. It's just staring down at you. Yeah. No other action from it at this point.
What am I able to do?
Sorry?
Sorry, did you say it was Nathanel's turn?
No, I'm just going through the order of the characters, and Nathanel is running. Keros, you are able to act. What do you do?
Can I please cast Shock Bolt 3?
Sure thing.
Nice.
Thank you.
Sure thing you can.
Maybe you could attract some attention at the same time from passing shit. That would be...
Oh,
I'm ready for a roll. Yeah.
Really efficient.
So with this, Keros, you haven't prepared any rounds. However, Keros has
I've got the thing. I have the thing.
You have the thing. You have this amazing ability that you don't need to prepare, so you get a +0 to this roll. Give me your roll, please. It's with a
71.
Woohoo!
71. That's a good shot.
Sorry to cut you off. I just had to. Everyone was like rolling like 30s, and I'm on a 71.
Nice.
Yes.
That was a good shot. Where's the spell? I don't have lightning.
Level 8 light law.
No. Sorry, for my sound effects, I don't have lightning. What's the best?
Oh.
Take your pick. Conjuring. So your options are either a conjuring spell, a healing spell, an earth spell, an arcane spell, a fire spell, an ice spell, a nature spell, or a music spell. What would you like?
I reckon a fire spell.
Fire? There you go.
Yeah. Yes.
Wallop. Nice shot from Keros. That is 12 and a B electricity. Roll the critical, please.
Okay. Oh. It is 100.
No shit.
I'm joking.
Jesus.
That's where all our bad rolls went tonight. Well done.
Well, I'm glad we saved them up.
So am I. Oh, I should be on Chris's screen. Oh, there we are. That's what I thought I'd see.
Was that a B crit?
That's
That's
still
a
gonna
B
be
death.
B for Bravo?
B for B dead.
B for blast, I think.
That wasn't meant to happen.
That's amazing.
I like to do that every now and
Roll
then.
again. Roll again.
Again?
No.
No.
So this this blast from Keros smashes, and just for dramatic effect again.
Oh, beautiful.
This blast from Keros is perfectly aimed. No preparation. It's just pure instinct from Keros. She just reaches up and just zap. And this bolt of energy just comes, hits this thing in the head. There's a bright light as its head kind of glows for a second, and then there's a very distinct pop noise as its head just ceases to be. And the remains of it, they plummet down towards the ocean and the rolling waves, and then, but as they do, they just kind of they're solid, but as they come down, they kind of get less solid, and then they just turn into smoke, and then they just drift off.
Amazing. You know, I've been watching Wives with Knives for the last 2 days, right?
Some TV shows, you know, they thought of the title and then made the show.
That was killed 9th level.
Bloody hell.
No
Get
way.
you. Get
That's
you.
amazing. That was amazing.
That's a good
Amazing,
pass.
Kira.
Pretty swish, that is. Can someone... Can someone...
Leif will shh it. Kill us on the shoulder. Shh the thing, the body, and just, we were sleeping. Come on.
So sorry.
No, you're good. It's learned its lesson. Well done.
Do not wake us.
Oh my
Scary sound.
goodness. Oh my, where's a, there we go.
Well done, well done.
Where's my Irish well done?
Oh, yep.
Well done, well done, well done.
Well done, well done.
Yes,
That's
thank
amazing.
you.
That's amazing, Kira. That's so cool.
Yay.
That was excellent. Can someone go and get my characters back?
That's so good.
Come back, everybody. Come back.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yay.
That's so cool.
There we go. Nice work, Keros.
Let's hope that happens when we meet Azadoth the Destroyer, his name is.
Hasselhoff. Sorry?
Hasselhoff, yeah. Yeah. Hasselhoff the Destroyer.
There you go.
Doesn't do a lot of buttons up.
No. So all of a sudden,
my.
Mithan, you just snap out of it. The terror's gone, and you're able to function. All of a sudden, Etienne, instead of just like screaming in terror and running away, suddenly you have control over both your body functions, but also your body, and you're able to return, which I'm assuming you do. Tell me if not. And ditto
Yep.
for Neathanol. Again, tell me if
Yep.
not.
Yeah. Etienne will pretend he went for a jog.
What do you do?
Leif will thank Kiros.
Yeah, I think
Obviously.
big.
And just-
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of congratulations to Keros. Good shot.
Good shot. Old. Yeah.
Huzzah.
And I guess have a little bit of a wonder about what that was, and perhaps that might be something to do with the suicides on the island, perhaps. and the
Yes, one
desertion
thinks
of the
so.
island. Wow.
That thing came out every night.
I mean, no one will be able to get any sleep at all.
Exactly.
Wow.
Ooh, ho hum.
God. First shot. Oh my god.
GM's just going to take a trip to the loo. Back in a sec.
Oh.
Well, you can keep that up, Keros.
Yeah, that was the fastest combat ever. Amazing.
That's good. How are we going to get off this island then?
Let's get Keros to do all the rolling.
Okay. Deal.
Yeah, good question. I think we should explore the centre of the island, explore the ruins a bit more.
There are
I
things
mean,
to explore.
if it's had a lighthouse, I mean, unless its haunted status has scared people off, that it had. I'm assuming that was a lighthouse. I suppose. Yeah, shipping lanes aren't a bad option.
No.
So
Well, what other options have we got? We can't fly that far, can we? And there's nothing on the horizon anyway.
might be down to building a raft.
Yeah.
Navigator stone, but I don't think that's a good option.
What?
Navigator stone?
Have we got a navigator stone?
No. We could look for one.
Oh, I see.
But
Well,
well,
I'd be-
there was. I mean, this was one of those sort of centers of power on the
Ah,
globe.
you think there might be one then?
Well, but I thought we would have appeared where it is, so that was sort of the middle of the beach. So I guess there won't be. I don't know.
Dig.
Yeah, possibly.
Jim's back. What happened?
Well, not much has happened. I think. Well, should we just continue our kip?
Yeah, can we go back to sleep and get our PowerPoints?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good. Let's do that. And go up a level. Oh, we did.
Who's
Oh
going
my
up a
gosh.
level?
Leif. Well, I think he just went up a level.
Just then.
He did.
Wow. Nice.
Sorry, he'd gone up a level before, but hadn't slept, so it hadn't taken effect.
Brilliant.
All right. Party goes
Amazing.
back to sleep. Some remain on watch, quite nerve-wracked by what's just happened. Let's have a look.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go. And you wake. All the next day, suddenly some of you are feeling a bit more experienced. And all of you have regained required power points.
Hooray.
You are now on full power points. And also, I need to update in just a second a number of hit points per vehicle. Hang on a sec. You wake. Let me check the weather. Sec. For the states. It's, if anything, it's mildly hotter than yesterday. It's really quite oppressive. You'd say definitely early 40s in terms of how hot it is. Very similar, almost identical weather to yesterday. There's a bit of drizzle, definitely not rain, but definitely drizzle. It's mostly cloudy. There's a bit of kind of light fog around, and there's very light air. There's basically no wind, and you find yourself staring at pretty much the same as you were yesterday. What do you do?
So can we try and collect some of this drizzle?
Describe how that happened.
Well, a few of us have shields. So that might be one opportunity. Lay out some palm leaves. It's a bit desperate, isn't it? What else we got? Do the whole. Well, actually, have we got? Who's got a tarpaulin?
Just looking for that. No. Got a pot and a water skin.
Well, a pot would be good.
I've got a water skin.
And a bedroll.
It's not going to help.
Tarpaulin's not exactly not common, I think.
So, what utensils you're thinking of using? Some shields.
Pot.
A pot. Okay. Yeah, you collect a bit. I mean, it's definitely not rain. So you'd get a lot more if it was raining, but yeah, I guess you'd get a few mouthfuls of liquid. Yep. So you set those up to catch the drizzle, I guess. And what else do you?
Well, I think we probably need some ice water, don't we? Be helpful if you could set that up into something where when it melted, it sort of.
A catchment area.
Do you want an ice wall?
Yeah, I'm just thinking when it melts, it'd be nice if it melted it into something useful. You know, into somewhere. You know, if we could put it over some rock so it went into a pool. You know, if there was a natural. Maybe we should just have a quick investigation of the centre of the island. We might find a slight depression where it could sort of run into or something. You know, where we could collect it from.
How do we want to do the investigation? People flying?
I think so. Yeah, I think rather than risk climbing.
Yep, noted. There are. I go back to that image there. That would be, as I was saying to you in the private chat, Graham. That would be a really accurate kind of picture. So you can see there are some places there that's just pure cliff. There's no way you can get up. There are places, however, that you could scramble up without probably a climbing roll. It would take a long time. It would be hot, difficult work, but you could probably do it. And there are some places that you'd probably have to make a climbing roll. So, yeah, flying is certainly an option, but you could also get up without flying as well. Places, you think?
Well, I think we should check it out flying, a couple of us first, anyway.
Yeah. Yep. What about Keros and Leif's flying spell is slower, so I don't think that he should go. Is Keros happy to cast? Oh no, actually, Leif can cast a fly spell at 75 foot per round.
Yep, I can do.
Yep, if Leif does one and Keros does one, that's
I can do fly 2.
Is that faster?
150 a round.
How long is that for?
Fly 2 is for 1 minute per level.
I think it'd be good to take 2 people. And do we need that speed? 1 minute per level. So what is that? She's 8th. Is that right?
Yep.
So, 8 minutes times 6 rounds a minute times 150 is 7,000 feet.
To give you a sense of one length of the island to the other is approximately 630 feet. It's not big.
I reckon we don't need fly 2. I reckon the 75 foot per round, so half that. So 3,600 feet is more than enough, isn't it? I'd say.
Yeah.
Is that okay? So do we want to take Keros, and is she happy to cast the just regular fly spell on someone else?
Yep.
Well,
Some of high perception.
yeah, so I was thinking. Nathan's got plus 75.
Yep, I reckon those two should go.
Etienne would be shit. But yeah, Nathan will be pretty good.
I reckon Keros and Etienne, yep.
All right, and we'll keep. So we're going to look for. Well, we'll look for. I guess looking for whatever's of interest, but particularly water, springs.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, great. 2 fly spells. Give us a roll, please, Keros. 2 rolls.
$36.
Success.
And 77.
Also success. Tell me what happens.
Flying.
We fly.
Okay, so you go up. Let's do this.
Do you want to hold hands, Wendy?
Oh, that's nice. Yes, let's hold hands.
So actually, I won't do it like that. I'll do it like this. So yeah, where do you fly? Where do you go and check out?
Well, I think. Well, if we start at the blunt end, and I guess fly quite low over those fissures, and just see if we can hear or see any trickling water. Yeah, over that bit there.
Okay. So around kind of, oops, hereish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stopping for a bit here, see if we can hear any evidence of any trickling.
Okay.
Seems to be quite green.
Yep. Okay. And perception. I'll ask for 2 perception rolls. One from Keros. Oh, sorry, 2. Sorry, 2 perception rolls each. So 4 rolls in total. 2 from Keros, 2 from Etienne. These are masked. Give me a go.
Just as well they're masked. Jesus. Well, Keros started well.
Yep. With
77.
No, that was the spell. That was the spell.
Oh, was that? Oh. Oh, God, no, she started terribly. God, we rolled terribly.
Rubbish.
what's the roll?
5, 10, 2, and 15.
5. Which
That's Karios' 5.
how's that?
Karios is... No.
Just a sec. Okay, so and what's your bonus, please, Keros?
Perception is plus 36.
Cool, thank you. Yep. Cool, and the second roll, please, Keros.
Was 2.
2, lovely. Yeah, just as well. Indeed, they are masked. Where is my 2? 36, correct?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, and Etienne's, please. First one.
Yathnol
Sorry.
is 10 and 15.
10. Okay.
Plus 35.
Yep, sure. For that first one, can you roll again, please?
Ooh, exciting. 72.
Cool. And plus, what was your bonus? Plus
72. 75, sorry.
75. Ah. Okay. All right, and then the second roll, please.
Was 15.
15. Cool. Thank you. Oh, how about that? Can you roll again, please?
Oh, shit. 39.
39. Plus 75. Okay. Okay. So, Yes, there we go. Is that it? No. First and foremost, scanning over the rocks as you go, and the this part of the island here. Firstly, no sign of water, unfortunately. However, yeah, and for some reason, Yathanol, your vision is just, I don't know, Is there something in your eye today, or you're just not seeing very well? Just quickly do this. 1, 3. I think it's no. 2. No. 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 Yeah, there we go. So Kiros, one thing you do notice, and you pointed out to Neathanol, is another body. You can see him there on screen. Very similar to the other bodies that you've seen and that Neathanol has described to you, wearing ragged clothes, basically semi-skeletal, essentially a skeleton, but in some places with kind of rotted flesh remaining. In this case, this particular individual appears to be human, by the way, is in an open space on the top of the rocks here. And there is a spear, or the remains of like half a spear, which has been wedged into a rock, a series of a fissure in the rocks, and the spear is protruding out of this person's back. They're lying face down. The area is open. There's no vegetation around it. There's certainly no indication that the spear was hidden or any kind of trap. But yes, this person appears to be very, very, very dead, and has been dead for some time. So another body. So scanning this area, Neathanol, no, you just almost have a mental block around here. You really don't spot anything particularly useful. There isn't a lot of vegetation. There's kind of some short grass, occasional stubby bushes, etc. But most of it is actually more just kind of pure rock. You get to kind of here, having scanned this area, and that's pretty much it. Any actions from you? Anything else you're doing? Anything I should know about? Eros or Ethanol?
Nope.
Just observing. A quick check on the horizon every now and again.
No, nothing. From here, where do you go?
Should just keep going round, Carols.
Yeah, just follow it round.
Okay. So, getting a sense of your world, this is where you are. Kind of going up a little bit higher. Some really, really, really steep cliffs here. And yes, indeed, deep down inside here, you're staying away from the steam and the smoke that's coming out of it. You think it's more steam rather than smoke. But yes, indeed, there is something active about this island. You come round here, and another 2 perception rolls from both of you, please.
Oh.
Remember, it's masked. Sorry, just can you just describe to me exactly? You're looking mainly for water, particularly. Anything else in particular you're looking for?
Well, I mean, water, food, animals, caves,
Bananas.
creatures, obelisks,
Lemurs. Spaceships.
cuddly toy.
Okay, cool.
Didn't they do well?
Didn't they do well? Yes, yes. All right. Let's have a check for those 2 rolls. First roll, please.
A whopping 100 from the ethanol.
Oh, that's so sad. Because of
Does
course
that not evade the masking somehow? You'd hope so.
I wish it does. I wish it does. Plus 75. Okay. And the second roll, please.
Six up from Neathrol or from Karos?
Let's do both from the ethanol. Yep.
69.
69 is okay. All right. Cool. And the 2 from Keros, please.
49.
49. Hang a sec. 49. Can you roll again, please, Keros?
Yes.
Didn't help me.
Yep.
12. Oh no. 92.
92. Okay. And what's your perception, please?
I think 36. Let me just check. Perception. 36.
Okay. All right. Cool. And then, just a second. All right. Okay. 36. So, flying around here. Yes, Keros. Absolutely. Down in this crevice, it's quite a difficult flying maneuver, so I'm going to be asking for a very hard flying maneuver from whoever wants to attempt it. You are absolutely certain you saw water, like a trickle of water, some kind of stream for sure.
Bonza.
Cool.
The vegetation to kind of push, so it's in this area here. It's got quite a kind of a grotto, and to fly your way through, or for someone to fly their way through, it would require, as I say, a very hard maneuver to avoid hitting a branch or hitting creepers or whatever.
Would it be easier in our approximation to land and climb in?
Yes, it might be. It would still, however, there's not a lot to climb. It would probably go down to a hard climbing maneuver.
And is there anything to tie a rope to?
Is there anything to tie a rope to? Give me a roll, please.
$92.
92. No, there's not.
Oh no, that's me. 84. Sorry.
84. Sorry, no. Nothing prominent.
Okay. Well, should we just mark it and complete our search and then maybe land, Karos? What do you think?
Yep.
Okay. And this part of the island down here is not nearly as steep and is definitely more accessible. You could certainly walk up with relative ease up here. Oops. You note. But you want to. Where do you want to investigate now? And these will be the last couple of rolls for the night, guys.
Well, I think we wanted a complete sweep of the island, right? So around the edges. I mean, everything's short of hovering over the vent, really.
Okay. So another 2 rolls to kind of cover this this area here. 2 more rolls, please, guys.
Couple of 47s from Neathanol.
Literally two of them.
Yeah.
Oh. Cool. Well, let's deal with the first one. And can you roll again, please? This is happening a lot tonight.
Hope these are up this time. 13
13, okay.
and 18.
And 18. Alright, cool. And then Keros?
90 and 28.
90 plus 37 and
6.
Yep, and 28.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So, Neathanol, you don't have any. So we're talking here. I'm gonna just have to rethink. We'll say these rolls covered this part of the island. You'll need one more set of rolls for this bit, and then one more set of rolls for around here. So in other words, two more sets of 2 each, and you kind of cover the entire island. Neathanol, looking around here, you can't see no sign of any water. Keros, you also don't see any water other than this crevice over here, which you've definitely seen a stream for sure, or a trickle, I should say. What you do note, which is you think is encouraging, here it's only a couple of trees, but a couple of trees here appear to be coconut trees, and there are a couple of coconuts on them. Strange, because they haven't spread to the rest of the island. You're not sure why, but at least up here there is a small connection of coconuts.
Okay.
Any last actions, guys? Last ones for the night? Anything else I should know about?
Should we just roll or
Let's just roll.
the remainder of that?
Oh, okay. The remainder of it? Sure. So 4 more. And read them out, guys.
Keros is 6 and 51.
6. Just coming. Okay, cool. And 51, 5-1.
Yes.
Cool. Alright, thank you. And I've noted your bonuses. And then your last 2 rolls, please. Keros, might as well finish off with you.
2 more.
Yes, please, to finish off the entire island.
56
Yep.
and 97.
57. Okay, can you roll that last one again, please?
Yep. $90.
Okay. Cool. I'll come to describing in a second. And 4 rolls for the ethanol, please.
99, 81.
A sec. Hang on. 99. Yep.
81.
Just a sec. Yep. 81. Yes.
90.
90. Yep.
And 61.
61. Okay. Cool. All right. So, Keros, when you're down kind of this end, again down here and kind of growing up as almost like a kind of a creeper. There's some kind of creeping plant, and has very bright red berries. You don't know whether they're edible or not, but berries of some kinds that you spot here. And the ethanol, when you're over here, you come across some fungus. They look like mushrooms up here. To your eyes, they look edible, perhaps. You're not sure, of course, but yeah, there's some fungus there, some mushroom, basically look like field mushrooms, growing in this kind of short grassy patch here. In terms of water, the only thing that Keros has definitely seen is kind of a trickle of water down in this grotto, kind of covered by vegetation, quite hard to get to, not a lot of access, and quite rocky around the outside. So it's basically just a hole in the ground, which is covered by vegetation on top. Not a lot of vegetation around its edge. Keros, you've spotted these berries, and then finally in the ethanol, you've spotted some mushrooms here. With that, guys, that's where we're going to sign off for the evening. Or wrap things up for the evening, I should say. Unless there's any critical last rolls or questions or anything else that anybody else has.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Okay.
Can we just say that during that time, Mathan would have been doing more foraging, so we can do that next time. But,
Sure thing. Yep. Happy to.
yeah. So berries, coconuts, water, mushrooms.
Yes.
And yeah, there we go, guys.
And soup.
And soup.
Oh.
And soup. Well, you're out of the in-between. That's good.
Yep.
Yay.
Yep.
A beautiful island. A beautiful island.
And it's all ours.
Just need some lounge
I'll
chairs.
tell you what, our property portfolio is really coming on.
What with your mansion?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we have our own island.
Yeah.
Paradise.
Yeah.
We've killed the only inhabitant.
You
Free
used
from
to-
ghouls.
Yes. You also had, well, you term them executive assistants, but they were officially slaves that you were given. Sadly, of course, those are somewhere back in the Oracle of Pytha's clutches, you think. But yeah, your property portfolio is definitely coming on, for sure.
We retire.
Yeah, I don't know how your characters would feel about your servants, because you didn't consider them slaves, but they were gifted to you as slaves, and the fact that you no longer have them, and what's happened to them, and all the rest. Anyway, there we go.
Well, they seem to
Conscience.
like being a slave, so really, lucky them.
Leif, who gets the award for the night, please?
I wonder who.
Nathan did some wonderful scouting. Thank you very much for putting yourself on the line, as always, because we never know what sort of situations we're in. But absolutely, a one shot on that flying ghoulie was just amazing. Amazing.
Yay!
Yay.
Thank you.
Nice one. Well deserved. Well deserved.
That was 6 weeks in the making, Matt.
It's been brewing.
Fantastic.
Saving it up for 6 weeks. There we go, guys. Tune in again in 2 weeks' time, and yeah, let's see what happens on the island.
Thank you.
Very cool. Thank you. Nice to have
Night,
you guys
everyone.
back.
Yeah, very good
Yeah.
to have you back.
Yeah.
Nice
Yeah, nice one.
Shall be in touch.
one. Nice one.
All right.
Cool.
See you
Good night,
guys.
all.
Night,
See you
guys.
later on.
See you.
Night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.